Bernardo, TACFIT Master Coach Bernardo Steinberg. Here we are. Here we are in LA. After all these years, we first met in Bellingham, Washington, which is one exit away from Canada.
Yes.
Going up the
Pretty close
five,
to
we're on the
Canada.
five. Actually, right up, Burbank is right off the five freeway as well. So the five freeway goes all the way down to Mexico and all the way up the coast up to Canada.
And it's pretty close to Alaska as well.
Yeah, yeah. We go through the Canada and everything, right? But yeah, what an amazing journey. You actually used to train. You did your first jujitsu class with one of my best friends, Sururu, in
Yes.
Belo Horizonte. And just the backstory, right? I heard some people speaking Portuguese at that certification. I went to Scott Sana and invited me to the certification. I went after many years, finally went, and I get there and I'm hearing these, some people speaking Portuguese, and I was like, am I losing my mind, or do they have like an accent
From Minas Gerais.
from Minas Gerais, the state that I used to live in? And I'm like, man, it really sounds like they're from there. And then I just said, hey, hello, because they were talking, you guys were talking a bunch of stuff, and I was like, then I introduced myself, hey, hello, and I started speaking Portuguese with you guys. And yeah, you guys are from Belo Horizonte. You brought a whole team, whole squad with you from Belo Horizonte.
It was a huge surprise for me too.
Yeah, yeah.
Listening you speak Portuguese.
Yeah, yeah. And so just so random, right? Random. We're like in Washington State, and crisscrossing all these different. We know so many, same people, and it's been amazing, man. Got to go to the first certification that you guys had in Brazil, the first TACFIT certification in Brazil, which was in Brasilia, Allan Moura at his gym right back in the day, and to see it just grow and to see the community thrive, all from you and Allan, like learning TACFIT, right, from like videos and wherever you could get information from, right?
It was like in the same year, in March 2016, we met in Bellingham,
Uh-huh.
and then in the end of the year, you went to Brazil with many other guys
Yeah, yeah,
from all over the world
yeah.
to see the first certification in Brazil.
Uh-huh.
It was a very happy moment
Yeah.
for me and for everybody.
Yeah.
And it was a pleasure and an honor to be there with you. And you also bring with you Sururu to that certification.
Right. Yeah.
It was like
Yeah.
the things are very round.
Full circle.
Full circle,
Yeah,
yes.
really.
That's
It was great because it's back in it's a little bit different now, but the rules, it was like very hard, right? Level 1, it was very hard. There was like 50 reps to pass the test.
Yes,
It was very hard, and I mean, part of the system is showing the fact that you can recover from stress from working out, right? How much you can do when you do the right things. And I went to different certifications all over the world, and I got to really connect with people. And there's different protocols, and one brings you up, one brings you down, like tears you up, and one you're like you're ready to go for the next one. So I got to kind of experience his emotions with him, just like listening, being there with him. And I remember like after I think the first day, or yeah, he was like exhausted,
exactly.
and he looked at me. He's like, "I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna pass. Because at first he's like, I'm just gonna go through the motions, and he's like, I'm not gonna do this. I'm gonna pass for you, And just that's what it's about. You find your why. You find your reasons of what's important to you.
Yes, exactly. And you learn, it's like martial arts.
Yeah.
It puts you in a disciplined way that
Yeah.
build up character, because you can't keep in the peak forever.
Yeah.
You must deal with the going down process and build up again your performance.
Yeah.
It's an illusion to think that you will be able to keep in high performance forever.
Right.
You must deal with the falls.
Cycles, right?
Yes,
The cycles.
you have injuries, you have issues with stress. You
Everything goes in
accumulate stress.
in waves, right? You go up and
Yes.
you go down,
You can't be like only crying because
like a frequency
yes.
wave, right?
You must to learn to deal with that until the point you learn how to control that wave. You put yourself in a situation that you go down on purpose, okay? Because otherwise your body will find a way to put you in that recovery situation. You will gain some injuries or something like that. Okay.
There you go.
If you don't do that by yourself, your body will find a way to show you that he needs a recovery.
Mm-hmm.
So you find injuries, you get sick, so you can lay down and recover. Like, but we don't go for a passive way to do that. We actively do this recovery process. So this is very important in our system. It starts to bring you this mindset that you need to plan more and not only do hard work,
Right.
but you need to do smart work as well. You must have the brain, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't push only through like pain, no gain.
Right.
It's like no
Things
brain,
have
no gain.
evolved, right? When I was younger, like, you know, competing in jiu-jitsu, even fighting, right? There wasn't that much just like science or just methodology behind
Information.
recovery things,
Yes,
right?
the
Now,
information.
now things have evolved. Like Scott was one of the first guys to talk about recovery, right? In the
Exactly.
training.
He was the first in many things.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was like a pioneer. It's like fitness. It's a word that today people don't value anymore. When you say, I'm a fitness instructor, they think it's only for aesthetics.
Yeah.
But like I always say, build up character by training with the right intent, the right mindset.
Mm-hmm.
You were talking about injuries, and I remember. Do you remember in the first certification you attended how your wrist was? Like you have a long life of fighting, you have many injuries.
Yeah, you know,
And you build
that's-
up yourself.
you know, it's what I love about you're one of my mentors, one of my heroes, really. You're one of the guys I look up to, you know, and it's nice because you guys saw where I started. Like, man, I couldn't put my hands on the ground. I couldn't put my palms. I couldn't open my hands up. I was doing a fist.
Mm-hmm.
I was so broken. Everything was so tight on me. You know, I was in pain everywhere, and you guys saw that, you know. But I just kept showing up, right? Kept showing up, and little by little, I'm like growing, boom, learning, getting better, and level 1, and even like right later on doing that team leader test, which is really difficult, especially in those days, right?
Very hard.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I'm proud of that. You know, I'm proud of that. You guys know, like, you guys saw me at the beginning,
Yes.
and you guys are trying to figure out because I couldn't do tripods, I couldn't put my hand on the ground, I couldn't post.
And
Yeah.
I think one important aspect is because it's for everybody. Everybody can have this response.
Yeah.
You are broken due to life situations.
Sure.
And everybody that applies in the right way will have the same results.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a method you can reproduce with others.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like for everybody. It's not only for one person. You can achieve these results just by working on the process.
Yeah, that's that's it. Well said, right? Like, yeah, I use the things to improve myself, but because I improve myself, I can show my friends or show others, and it improves them as well,
Yeah.
right?
I think this is one of the most important things. It's not only for you. It can be good for you, but after you understand that you have certain control on your health, you want to start to share with others.
Yeah.
You start with your friends, and then you start to spread and create a bigger community.
Yeah. One of the things I appreciate about you is I always joke, right? You're like the Brazilian Scott Sonnen because you just like you live it. Everything you talk about, it's like TACFIT and just the whys, and you've really gone down the rabbit hole with things, and like I have too, right? But in your way. But I appreciate it. I'm always learning when I talk to you. You know,
So I'm grateful.
because you've done all the programs that you know on TACFIT.com. You've done like all these programs, like for example, like Bad 45. Bad 45. We use dumbbells, right?
Yes.
But we apply. Let's talk about CST, circular strength training.
CST. Oh, everything started with this concept of CST. It was like a very new approach back then in like the 90s, even 80s. It was something that movement culture wasn't happening back then. It was more like everybody that engaged in fitness or sports were like fitness was more like aesthetics, like bodybuilding, regular strength and conditioning, or people involved with sports. So there was a huge gap in physical capacities. Many physical capacities were not being worked for many people, like mobility. It was a discipline that nobody talked about back then. Now it's very popular. Everybody talks about mobility.
Yeah.
And Scott was already talking about that, the importance to regain full control of your body before you implement tools, to have the range of motion, because it connects to your brain. The same areas of your brain that control movement, control speaking, your learning capabilities to learn new languages, for example. Okay, so doing movements is like controlling your tongue, for example. So if you improve your movement capability, you improve your mind capability. So it's a two-way process. Okay, people think that training is like something only for the body, but it ain't. Who controls the body is the mind.
Yeah.
So
It's all one, right? It's all one, and
yes,
and we don't think about the quality, the movement, and our moving of our body is actually firing up the brain. But we have a brain to move,
exactly.
and so if we don't move, we don't use our brain.
Moving ideas as well.
Yeah, and when we move, like things happen in the brain and ideas, our neocortex, because it gets fed up from the bottom up, our brain.
Yes, and
So,
getting used to discomfort as well. Getting better to deal with discomfort
stress
each time more. Deal with stress, because stress is not only physical but also mental. Many people suffer from disease because they have like a chronic stress situation, and they can even understand where this stress coming from. Bills to pay, everything stress your mind, and you start to lose your control. Okay, your health, your cortisol level is high, your inflammation is high, and one of the best ways to go out from this stress loop is exercise. Not only exercise in extreme ways, but like we are talking about, like a wave of recovery with only mobility. Okay, because it's biochemistry as well.
Right.
The markers, the biochemical markers for stress, like cortisol, adrenaline, people like that pursue too much statics.
Aesthetics, yeah.
Yeah, aesthetics. They are constantly inflamed because they're stressing their body so much. They can't recover. At some point, they will break.
People try to lose weight, they try to get in better shape, but they start gaining weight because they're too stressed. Their body's too stressed out.
Perfect. The cortisol. So they can't lose weight because they think more is better, but it ain't. Only better is better. You must learn this concept. You need to have intuition, develop your intuition to feel your own body, because programs are good. You need to have some program to follow, to try to establish a discipline, but you must evaluate yourself every day. And we learned that through CST. It was one of the main principles. And what is the intuitive training? It's not about like, oh, what I'm going to do today? I'm feeling like I need to do pecs. And then the next morning, I need to do biceps. It's not about that. It's learning how to retrieve information from your body. And we use like the TED compass. This is the intuitive training. It's like a tripod or a pyramid.
A triangle?
A triangle, yes. When you have the technique, the discomfort, and the effort. So when you can balance all those in a certain way, you find your flow. You find your
flow
ability
states, right?
to be present, to understand what is good for you now. So this is very important. When you practice this, you bring numbers to something that is subjective. Your own perception of rated effort and technique and discomfort. So you start to interpret information with numbers. You can give numbers to your perception. And then you create, like establish a pathway for you to develop yourself. You might find, I have this plan for the program, but it might be not so good because I didn't sleep. I have a long flight. I have this, I have that. I have an argument with my wife or something like that.
Yeah.
You might find that today is not day to do a conditioning, but to do a mobility, to release yourself, right? You try to do a strong training on the night before. You have some injury or something like that. Why are you going to push yourself again? So you need to have this balance.
And training like TACFIT and training this way gives you that intuitiveness of what you need,
Exactly.
right? And I feel like that's instead of talking about all these words and all these different things, like it just gives you the intuitiveness to know what you need to do because of learning these concepts, right?
Yeah, at first it's very complex. It looks complex.
Looks complex,
it's not
right.
complicated because
It's not, yeah.
complicated is different than complexity. Complexity is important to build up. We have like sometimes so simple life. We don't have challenge to keep developing. So we need to build up complexity. But
Life is too easy, right? We don't even have to roll down the window anymore.
yes,
We
this
don't
is
have to
one of the main issues
look
of
at
our modern
maps.
life.
Yeah.
The modern life took from
Modern
us
life,
the need to keep improving sometimes. You have the like everything's so stable, like treadmills. You don't need to walk too much. You don't need even to think too much
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
To take your own decisions. So like we are like diamonds. You need to polish and like you have like a brute rock, and you need to carve it every day. So that's what training is about,
Right.
right?
Keeping it sharp, right? Like whatever it is, all your senses, because if you don't use it,
You lose it.
you lose it, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Well said.
And the CST was born from this mindset, and it was more raw. Before it was like body weight, flow, mobility, and clubbells, because the clubbells bring this strength component to the 3D movement, some traction, some different aspects of strength, not only compressive strength, but traction, something that is very important for your ligaments, for
yeah,
your
people think about
joints.
it's just compressing, like pushing stuff, like lifting weights, but it's actually pulling it apart, pulling your joints apart, was what makes you stronger as well.
Yes, and also in all degrees of freedom. So it demands a lot of your brain
all the different
to create
directions.
a map. You create a map for your body. Your brain scans your body full time. So that's what we call body awareness, body conscious. It's about the mind scanning the body fast enough to interpret and to deliver control, motor control. So this is very powerful to build up brain capacity. Okay, you start to be more intelligent. It's like every session is it's a study. It's a study of your own body. So you start to grow, your mind start to get more powerful, and you start to be more relaxed as well. You can relax from the life stress. That's why when you start to dive into this like rabbit hole,
Yeah.
you can't go back
Right,
anymore,
right.
because it changed your life forever.
Yeah. You take it's like the Matrix, right? You take the
Yes, I met few people that started doing this
pill.
and then drop it.
Yeah.
Most part of the people can't drop this concept anymore.
Yeah, yeah. Like we have people that once you start, you never stop.
Yes, you can't.
It's our
go
lifestyle.
Back.
Yeah.
There's no way back. Like a mind that opens to a new idea that starts to grow cannot shrink back to the same.
What do you recommend for somebody? How do they start? What's the best way? And it's a complex question because everybody's different, right? But
Yes.
just, general. How do you recommend for people to start into the system,
Yes.
into TACFIT?
I think the hardest way is to do what you're not doing. So you don't understand, you don't believe, you don't want to do. So for me, it was like that. I was doing like what attracted me to the system was the tools, the Clubbell and TACFIT itself, the protocols. It was closer to what I could understand at the time. So I started with TACFIT. I engaged in flow and more mobility work later. But I will recommend people to survey and to start practicing more mobility and flow, because it's like more different than what people are used to. So we'll deliver more results, okay? But it's like a personal choice. In the beginning, it's more about the passion, but it's like a relationship. You start to understand what you can have with that, like mobility and flow, and then you understand that you need that as well, okay? But I know that what attracts more the public in the beginning is the clubbells and the TACFIT protocols with many tools, with the strength and conditioning approach. But the last certification I did was the flow fit. I did TACFIT, I did clubbells, and then I engaged in flow.
In your personal journey.
In my personal journey. But what delivered the most amount of transformation was the flow. The mobility.
Same with me. Yeah, same with me. It was the hardest thing. Like they laughed at me, right? Because I couldn't put my hands on the ground.
Exactly.
But it had the most. And it's funny, when I did my one program, the Grapples Toolbox 101.
Yes.
It was all flow fit, right? It was all
just
like
flow fit.
because it had the most impact in my life.
it demands more because you need to face your demons, like your struggles. It put you in
Your
a
mobility
situation more
challenges,
like
yeah.
challenging, right? You're not.
And you can't
It's not
cheat
your
with
comfort zone.
you can't cheat with a tool, right?
No.
It's only you and yourself.
Exactly. Internal forces. You need to balance the internal forces, the weaknesses, and it's always a struggle. It's humbling because when you train too much, like for strength, like fighters, like bodybuilders, uh, they like the struggle to feel the pain in the muscles. But when you must confront yourself with some serious weakness, it starts to like blow your mind. You start to like have doubts about yourself, and this is important in the process.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, it's humbling, right? Like
It's
a
humbling.
clubbell, even like a clubbell, it's like clubbell, big old bodybuilder guy can't hold a 10-pound clubbell.
Yes.
He crumbles.
Because like you can be used to beat up many times in fighting, but it's still other guy trying to beat you up.
Right.
It's like you have an opponent. When you do these mobility drills,
By
you
yourself.
are your own opponent. You know, you need to fight with your own ego, with your own stuff, and it's very hard because you
Yeah.
feel pain sometimes. You need to
You have to
manage
be
that.
vulnerable, yeah.
Yes, you shouldn't go to pain. You must control the stress point only to deliver high discomfort, but without pain. Otherwise, you start like injuring yourself
Right.
again.
Right. Go to the edge, but not into pain.
Yes.
But right before.
And you start to
You wanna
transfer this for
challenge
training.
yourself, yeah. Challenge yourself, but never
Yes.
going into pain.
You start to learn that you don't need to rush. You need to have consistency and discipline to deliver every day a little bit. So you're gonna have much more results than like rushing for the summer. I want summer results, like 3 months of dedication and then nine months without doing it. It's like everyday journey, every day building up.
Yeah. Man, these last, right, like we've done, what was it, 20, I forget the years, but over 10 years, you know? And these last like 7, 8 years, I've been going down this rabbit hole of like neuroscience courses and, you know, fascia and just like these different things, right? To try to understand what's happening. And as I've learned from like, you know, from some of these courses, the thought and every piece that has been put into Scott's work, it's like ridiculous. You know, we don't even understand.
It's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable. It's like he's like from a different planet.
Yeah. I get crazy because the science of this stuff is evolving a lot,
Right.
But people are just
Still
scratching the surface.
it's not even
in
there
terms
yet.
of technical development and like understanding the science behind. But the practical application,
The practical
a few
application.
people do that. But coach started from the practical application. With a huge backup in this, like the scientific community is now starting to understand all that,
right.
but he was already applying back then.
Yeah.
It's like something that it looks like new when you open Instagram.
Right.
Oh, it's a new, like it's a fad or something like that, a hype. But it was implementing that like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Many people applied that for a long time, but without the understanding. He
Understand
was
why,
doing that
yeah.
on purpose. Understanding the process, the scientific purpose.
Yeah, they just copy. They do it just to do it, but they don't understand whys, and you know, which is important, right, for us to
Yes.
be able to put the whole picture together of what we're
The
doing.
whole picture, exactly, because you have some fundaments that you shouldn't go only for the technique. Like I will do that only if I study, if I have a proof. Many people are like that. I would only practice and spend time if I have like a backup, like a research that proves that.
Right.
Right? The researcher, it's not meant to prove anything. Okay, you collect data, you have some like results, and you interpret. But the
Like,
practice application is the most
I
important.
mean, now there's proof, right? But I mean, listen, like the 1996 is when TACFIT, you know, was born, the official thing, right? It was before, but man, people have been doing it for 27 years now.
27 years.
27 years. And so, man, 27 years, like people, like how many people say, I'm going to do this for the rest of my life? They're lifers. They say I'm lifers, you know? So it's like, you do it, you feel it, and you feel you're not going to stop, because why would I? And when you stop, you're like, man, I need to get back to it. So, you know, it's all the right stuff that we need to do to, you know, be our best, right?
Exactly. It's a development process. It's like personal, but it's more than that, because as we deal with community, we share our own experiences.
Right.
So it's interpersonal, intrapersonal. Okay, it's like we have a
Interpersonal,
balance.
intrapersonal.
Intrapersonal, yes. It's not only for yourself, it's for the ones that you will share this. And you share the environment of training, because we have many setups for group training.
Right.
So it's like everyone is a point of reference. And we collect data this way with the feedbacks. And then this way we can improve the system. The system is not something that is like a ice block. You know, it's something really mutating every time, because we have those feedbacks. And there is not a perfect system. That will never be. Systems are put together to facilitate, to be like a blueprint. It's like a computer program. And the computer programs are meant to evolve and to be like another version.
Updated,
all the time. A good system, in my opinion, is a system that keeps evolving.
Yeah,
it's not something that is perfect from the beginning. This perfection thing doesn't exist, actually.
Yeah, well said. You know, one of the things that I love about you, well, I want to say one thing about you. I know so many, because you're in Belo Horizonte, and I have a lot of friends in Belo Horizonte, and you teach at like a chain gym there. You teach TACFIT classes there, and I've heard that. Well, they tell me that, man, they have a timer, kind of like a show roll, like that this gi like release. Once it's out, like it fills up like right away.
Yes. And I'm very grateful.
Yeah.
Because I have a huge passion to teach that.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
And
I
that's
don't
why.
see
That's
time
why.
passing.
Yeah.
And I think the students, the clients, they understand that really fast.
Yeah.
Because I have so much commitment, and I see that as a jewel. You know, it has a huge value. That's why my students also have discipline. They don't talk too much during the class. They go there to learn and to train. They sweat a lot. They feel everything, but they feel most important than the training. They feel that I have commitment and respect for them. I use the whole system, what I learned with Scott, to implement changes, adaptations for them, because most part of the people have injuries, and they have like it's not a wrong mindset, but it's a programming that came before.
Right.
They think they need to push on top of pain. They need to show themselves like a competition. I like disarm that situation. I put them comfortable to be themselves, to do what they can at the day, then to like come expecting a certain performance, a certain level of exercise. They start to implement this intuitive training as well. I teach them a way to do that. I communicate a lot what they're experiencing, because I experience myself. So this give this like flame.
Yeah.
They keep like, I need to go back. I need to go back, because it's something bigger than fitness, as they know. It's more like a martial arts.
With yourself.
We
right?
just don't
Not
have
against,
belts, but they feel like they are progressing.
Mastery of self, right?
Yes, mastery of the self.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you being here. Like I said, many of my friends, they do your class. It's like they have to set an alarm, because it fills up right away. And so I appreciate all the work you've done and keep doing, and just helping people like get into the system and really understand the system. And it's really an honor to have you here this weekend teaching our Clubbell certification after all these years.
Yes, I am glad, because like I came climbing a lot since the beginning, and I feel like I'm fulfilling many of my dreams. You know, just to being here, to train with everybody. I love this community. As we were here last year, we have everybody from all over the world. This is the main thing in life: to share experiences, to have experiences. Right? It's not about having things, but having experiences. And this community, those certifications,
Sharing it with others,
bring that to us.
Yeah.
You know?
Our community.
So when you love what you do, it's never work. I don't think I'm working.
Yeah.
Never.
That's what my wife always gets mad at me. You don't work. You don't work.
That's why our wives, my wife too, gets upset sometimes, because we are so devoted to what we do because we love what we do.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not like kind of work, right?
Yeah.
We stay like full time committed to study, to practice, to train. I train at night sometimes.
Yeah.
There's no time for this.
Yeah, well, I really appreciate you, Bernardo. Your humility. You're like a badass, like so smart, and you're just always so humble. And so it allows people to come in and really, there's no ego. You're just trying to help people, and just disarms everybody. Really disarms everybody, and wants them to be a part of TACFIT.
Yeah, I think that's what we want.
Yeah,
Right?
we want to grow the system. We want to have. Why doesn't everybody know about this, right?
Yeah, everybody got like jealous, this kind of feelings, ups and downs as well. But
Yeah.
we try to tailor ourselves,
Yeah.
to discipline ourselves, to understand the point where you're reaching this. Like, I am jealous. I'm not being so humble.
Yeah,
I need to put my expectations down a little bit.
yeah, yeah, yeah. One of the things also that I love when I talk to, because you've done all the programs on TACFIT.com, RMAX, and one of the things was like Bad 45.
Bad 45.
It was like training with a dumbbell, right? Training like
Yes,
TACFIT
like
with
bench press, many regular exercises from strength training.
using
Yes.
dumbbells. And could you talk about the Bad
Of
45 a
course,
little bit?
I loved that program because it was released something like 2015 or 2017 maybe. And, it's a program that you can deliver at your home. You just need 2 dumbbells in your own body weight. And it's pretty simple. The protocol is simple. It's 30-30, 30 seconds on, 30 seconds off. Your body starts to adapt to that time, to this like energetic pathway. It's very good for hypertrophy, and it's simpler. The exercises are less complex. Regular exercises from strength and conditioning. You have bench press, you have rows, you have lunges, all the main exercises you need to build up muscles. Okay, and I like that because everybody can start from there. You can start like, if you only do machines or dumbbell and barbell exercises, you will start to have some body weight as well, but with less complexity. You don't have like progressions and regressions. The only exercises that everybody can do, and you will start to be introduced to the TACFIT anyway, because you have like a schedule, many different schedules actually. You have for a starter, like if you need to reset your body, you have a program with more mobility and body weight. And then you scale up for like a mass building phase, strength, and then refine. In this refine phase, you do even like 2 to 3 workouts, mini workouts per day. You hit one workout at AM and then one at PM. Sometimes you mix body weight and dumbbell. So you start to build up. You can like, only with this program, you can work up to like 48 weeks.
Wow.
Yes, you can start with the first schedule, and then you move to the next one. Each one takes like 12 weeks, 12 weeks, 12 weeks, you know.
And you do it all. You do all the
I
weeks.
did it all. I did that one.
What about the Tesla in the Tesla diagram in
That's
Bad
very
45?
cool. The Tesla is like Nikola Tesla, okay? Because people, when you say Tesla
Right,
today,
now
they
the
think
car,
about Elon Musk and the car. Nikola Tesla researched a lot of mathematics, and there is like they call it vortex mathematics, okay? And the vortex mathematics is a different approach to the whole mathematics scheme. It's like numbers have like values, not only values, they represent geometry, forms. Like 1, 2, 3 is like the triangle, and it's like it's not numerology, but if you talk with a mathematician about this, they will think this is numerology. But it's like something that Nikola Tesla himself, one of the smartest guy in the world, even Albert Einstein said that he was a genius. Nikola Tesla was a genius. And he was approaching that. If you watch YouTube, you see the quote, the famous quote, like, if you understand the 3, 6, and 9, you understand the secrets of the universe. Because the atoms, a conformation of the atoms emerge from this numeric situation. You have only numbers from 1 to 9. Or the 10 is like a sum of 1 and 0, so it's 1 again. It's like you have qualities to the numbers. And Scott Sonnen put that embedded, this thought process into the program. The wave of training, the choose of exercises follow this pattern of vortex mathematics. It's something pretty complex, right? You need to study a little bit to understand, but it's amazing that he applied that. And like Fibonacci as well, Fibonacci sequence, Leonardo Fibonacci discovered the spiral. It's like the beginning of the mathematics. And Scott Sonnen already applied that back in the 90s. Now everybody, like in CrossFit, are applying as well this Fibonacci sequence.
The numbers on the AMRAP and different things like that.
Exactly. To choose the numbers, the amount of reps you will do, and also the training wave, the way you approach the intensity, like low intensity, high intensity. And he already embedded that in certain way to the programs, because it's like a tendency of life. Life follow this kind of mathematics. It's like design, okay? So it's like more than genius.
Yeah.
Because it's creative, you know, it's creative.
Yeah.
People, why he is applying that? There's not a reason to do that. This is mystic. But it's not mystic, it's creativity. It's a way to deliver things. It's like nature do, you know?
Yeah.
Nature create like in spirals. It's nothing linear. So that's why it's so cool.
Yeah.
And you don't need to understand that to have
No,
results. You
just
just
do
practice
it.
and your body will feel it.
Just do what he says. Yeah, that's
your
it.
body
Exactly.
will feel it.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like all these, there's all these people talking all these things, but it's like he's created something. You just follow, you do it, and you get the benefits.
You start to
But
unveil this.
it's cool as you get into it and you start to study and learn these things. You're like, wow, it's your brain is like evolving.
This is nerd stuff, but it's very cool.
Yeah.
You start to see connections.
What about primal stress?
The primal stress, it was like a variation of TACFIT 26 because it has more complexity. You need to understand how to progress and regress in the complexity of the exercises. And you also have this training wave of 4-7, okay? And it's more like
4 and
only
7
body
day
weight.
wave.
Exactly. It's like a smaller variation of TACFIT 26, which is our main program. And I think it's very good because it's very personal as well. You can train whatever you want. If you're traveling, you never have excuses. You can do in your home, in your hotel room.
Yeah.
Minimum space, minimal tools. You only need your body, actually.
Yeah.
And you can start to train TACFIT 26 with primal stress. And primal stress, I think it was a solution for to be even easier to deploy TACFIT, because TACFIT 26 demands you like something like 5 to 10 tools, different tools. The rings, you need clubbells, you need kettlebells, you need parallettes. You can adapt that. But if you're like a nomad, you're always traveling, you must something like that, like primal stress, to be consistent. Okay.
Yeah. One of my favorite. It's one of my favorite programs, but the big thing with that is the PDF. The PDF.
The book is very good.
The book of primal stress.
It explains a lot about the stress itself, the stress cycling.
And he has this thing called SAPS, right? Sympathetic aroused primal structure, where it's like, looks like a wrestler or a grappler or a jiu-jitsu guy, like everything's flexed forward,
It's predictable. It's like animal behavior. Your body responds to stress in a way that you can predict. It's predictable.
Yeah, we know what happens, right?
Exactly. When you feel stressed, you do like someone that is being hunted by a lion, for example. You start to curve yourself to show that you're strong, that you can face that, but actually you're very stressed, right?
Yeah.
And most part of the people are like that today. They are curved. They lose their proudness, the capability to be like proud,
their posture,
upright, the posture, okay? Because they are being beaten up by their own life.
Yeah, their thoughts and just
And you can reprogram that with exercise, with the right amount of stress.
You can reprogram that. Yeah,
exactly.
That's it.
It's like
I have with these last 10 years.
Yes, of course. It's like a snake poison. That's why you have the caduceus, the symbol of medicine. it represents this like what kills you save you as well. You just need to choose wisely the dose. If you put a little bit of snake poison into your bloodstream, at certain point you will be immune to the to the poison. That's the secret. You know, what kills you saves you as well.
Yeah,
It's the cure.
Everything is precise, right? Like the stress, but not too much stress, right?
Exactly.
And
You need
that's
to
the
find
key.
that sweet spot.
Because to learn to have that neuroplasticity, you have to have stress. You have to have stress, but you can't go too much stress because then you get the hormones, the cortisol, and all these different things happening in the body.
Exactly. What fights bad stress is good stress. It's not the absence of stress.
Are you with us, Arturo? Or is it too much? Too much information? It's always good to hear feedback, you know? They're like nerding out on these
Yes,
things, but
a lot.
it's like, just do it, right? Show up, do a class, move your body with all the stuff we do. Like I always tell people, like, what's CST? What's TACFIT, right? It's like the 3 rings, right? Like
The
into
3
flow,
rings.
intuitive flow, where you move all your joints around each other.
Exactly.
What does that do? That gives your, your brain and everything, like your GPS gets cleaner. And because you're more sure of where you are in space, your body is more connected and it relaxes. Your mobility improves. Just things work better in your body, your brain, your body. And it's like a shot of espresso just by movement.
It's more powerful than coffee
Yeah.
to stimulate your brain.
So into flow, then the flow fit, moving your body in all the different directions, right? Right.
Exactly.
And going and moving your upper body, lower body, like kind of like a plane, right? The 6 degrees of freedom.
Exactly. It's like structure. Structure is the 7 key components. And we have movement, which is the 6 degrees of freedom.
Right.
And then we have the breathing, which is more complex, but we have kind of 5 levels of breath. When you achieve mastery on all of that, you have like full control on your body.
Yeah. You're a full Jedi. It's fun. It's funny too, right? One of the Steve Barnes. He wrote some of the Star Wars books, and he gave a shout out to Scott as
Wow.
have you ever seen that?
Never.
Yeah,
Never.
yeah. He gave him a shout out. He's like, man, if there's ever been a Jedi training, it's called CST from Scott Sonnen. That training embodies Jedi training.
Yes, I love those movies, especially the older ones. And
It embodies like increasing your force, right? Your life force.
your force.
The force
This
within
is
you.
real.
It's like Jedi,
This is real.
Jedi training, real Jedi training.
Yeah,
So
this is
basically,
real.
CST TACFIT is real Jedi training.
Exactly, because all the cultures, the ancient cultures, talk about this energy field like a life force, like prana, like a ki or chi, and you have something to it because you can feel it. Maybe you can prove it. It's maybe like a energetic electromagnetic field that you have around your body, but it's also, it looks like it's connected to your consciousness, and you can modulate this field of energy. But you need to discipline your body because your soul, your consciousness live in your body. It's attached to your body. If you don't pay attention to your body, you lose your brain capacity as well, your consciousness, your awareness. And it's a constant fight, like in the movie, between the good and evil.
Yeah.
This is the most important things. You have the
dark side, right? And
Yes.
that's the dark side, is not moving and not
Those two forces
being by yourself, right?
Exactly, like Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker use the same field of energy, is the force, but in different ways, like negative and positive, like yin and yang. So it's everything connected. You start studying this, it's mind blowing.
And it's a choice, right?
It's a choice. You need to choose. Like sometimes you feel that you don't have this choice, but you already have chosen what you know. You might not be conscious about your choice, but you choose what you want to do.
How can you, you're in a bad place. How can you start making the right choices? How can you set yourself up for success?
Wow. Scott always say about that. We pursued success, but success is created upon failure. You need to deal with constant failure because you're gonna start to like build up more and more and more and more and more until you like don't pursue success anymore. Like success itself is like your life, the everyday life. There's not like a medal at the end. You know, it's your own day, and this is the thing. Coming back to the Jedi's, what differs the Jedi from the Sith? It's not the energy they use; it's why they use and where they use. The Jedi will use his energy to help others, and the Sith will use this energy to help themselves only. You know, this is the difference. The knowledge, the power is the same for good and for evil, but the good will always try to help and to spread what he had gain with the process, and the mean, the evil, the wicked will always try to gain things for themselves. You know, this is the difference, and the world is crazy right now because of that.
Yeah.
It's always a fight between good and evil.
Man, that's really
This
well
is too
said.
much. This is too
This
much.
is really well said, man. Well, thank you for being one of our master Jedis, you know, and it's funny, right? But it's true, you know, because
I'm
you
training.
you live the system, man, and you help a lot of people. You're 100% dedicated. That's why people come to your classes. It's packed. That's why people you're sought out. That's why you're here in LA, because of who you are as a person, and you really enjoy helping people through the system. And man, I can't thank you enough, because, like I said, you're one of my heroes. You're one of the people that I
Oh my
look up to.
God.
And man, you're something else. You know, we're so lucky. We're so lucky to have you.
Man, I just can say that I have good teachers. I have good teachers, good friends. I learn with them. I try to be my best. I try to share.
Yeah.
And that's it. I face my demons every day. You know, we
Yeah,
have
that's
struggles.
it.
Everybody
That's
has
it.
struggles.
Facing your demons every day. That's it. That's it, right? You face it, and then you choose. And you
Yes.
take action. Take action the right way.
Action. Exactly. Take action. You must be proud about your struggles. You know?
Own them. So here we are. You have a new program coming out.
Yes. This is one thing that I'm proud to be able to share, a program that I designed myself.
Yeah.
With the information I obtained with Scott. It's kind of a mix of the primal stress with some clubbells. It's pretty simple, because you can go very crazy with clubbells and body weight. It can be very complex. It calls the attention when you put on social media. But for 99% of the population, it might be bad and harmful. So it's a simpler program to introduce the basic concepts, like bad 40. It's like a mix of bad 45 with clubbells instead of dumbbells. Okay, simpler protocols. It's not like 30-30. We have basic TACFIT protocols, demand some tactics, some strategy, but it will deliver a lot of results for those who want to train at home without a personal instructor. You know, they will be able to do it correctly,
Follow
along with safety, because many people don't know what to do, where to start, and they choose something that is too hard, and they then beat themselves. They injure
keeping that in
themselves.
mind, it's good for people maybe wanting to get into the system and try to understand.
It might be a good idea.
And if somebody's even, they've been around for a while, right? Like, it's also good for them, because you're gonna go. It's different for everybody, right?
Everybody at some point, even those that are already have a good mastery level, they need to come back to simplicity sometimes to improve, like the training load. You know, you can't be stuck in the like stupid simplicity, like coach used to say. You need to develop complexity, but at a certain point,
Everything's
you need to go
waves, right?
back.
Yeah.
Yes, you need to go back. Strategy.
Well said. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah. King of Clubs.
Yeah, King of Clubs is very good. You have only 4 workouts actually.
King of Clubs program. Yeah.
King of Clubs. You can adapt everything. When you know the rules, you can break the rules, right? You need to learn the rules.
Dalai
before.
Lama. Yeah. Learn the rules so
Yes.
you know how to break them.
Yeah, of course. So you have like four protocols, 4 training levels. Each one have 5 exercises of clubbells. And it's like a 90-30 protocol. It's good to develop muscle mass as well and conditioning. It's very lactic protocol. But you can break down that with like 30-30. You can adapt, but you need to learn the principles of TED to adapt to be more
The
intuitive.
TED Compass. Yeah.
Yes, but it's a program that you can do like in 28 days, the full program, and you will be learning a lot of clubbells. You will learn the breakdowns. You have the first level with more simple exercises. And those 4 protocols will incorporate the 6 degrees of freedom. You will move in all directions, in all the ways possible. Like you have presses, you have pulls, you have squats, you have hip hinges. You have everything you need to develop a rounded body. And I did that. It's very heavy. You can do like with heavy clubbells, with the bruiser. You can do it with lighter weights to understand how to do it.
To learn how to do the
Yes.
make sure your technique is good, and then you can go higher,
Yes.
heavier in the weight.
And because those programs, how can I organize them? You can do like a yearly schedule. You can have sometimes doing only things like that you want to do that day. Like for 1 month, you can like have a vacation period for for your training, doing more mobility, practicing skills freely. But you can match like programs. You can do a cycle of bed 45 to build up muscle, and then you can do a cycle of the King of Clubs. You can waive that.
Yeah, yeah. What are your favorite programs on TACFIT.com?
It's TACFIT 26.
TACFIT 26?
Yes, I did like 7 or 8 times already. I had taught this program many cycles. It's like every time you learn something new.
And you've been, we call it We Are Legion, right? We have a worldwide, our community worldwide, right? And you've been leading the Brazilian Legion since day one, right? And you've been running. You guys train, right? You guys train all over Brazil. You guys go online and you guys train together, right?
Yes, we started that. Actually, Nestor did that much longer before. He was doing that in Spain. And with advent of the internet explosion with online training, online coaching, I decided to provide that to my instructors, to my certified instructors. We created a WhatsApp group that we communicate. I record the videos like Scott did that. In the beginning, it was a visionary. Nobody was doing that.
Yeah.
Training with videos like that. And by now, everybody believes in that kind of instruction. And we are applying the TACFIT 26 with my group of instructors. We have more like 60 instructors training together, then sharing their experiences, sharing videos on YouTube. Everybody feels great. Everybody do things in a different way because they learn how to adapt for themselves. It's been like a very cool experience. We did like, it's the second cycle.
Second cycle.
Second cycle. It's like 1 year of commitment. We did like 6 months.
Everybody training together. And it's
Everybody
people from all over Brazil, right?
Yeah, we actually do 2 training with different waves. In the first time, we did in a row, 3 months, because it's like 4-7 wave. It's 108 days of commitment, but we wave between days of recovery with mobility, compensation. We have a moderate day and high intensity day. But by now, we did a longer cycle, a 7-4 cycle, which protocol takes 1 week. So we decompose those 4 days into a whole week of training. We have a strength training session. We have the mobility. We have a flow of the week to match with the demands of the protocol of the week. So it's very cool. It's always an experiment.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So we just finished before I arrive here. People are sharing the videos of them doing the Zulu, which is the new Foxtrot protocol.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah, man. What an amazing community we're a part of, right? Yeah, I'm very grateful, that I've gotten to connect with people from all over the world, kind of speaking the same language. Sometimes when you come in, it's like way too much information. Like, what are you talking about? It's hard to kind of understand, but yet it's simple as you get into it. First thing is just to do it, just show up and do it.
Yes, exactly. You got kind of anxious about you get overwhelmed.
It's like drinking out of a fire hose.
It's too much. I need to know that. I need that.
Yeah.
But you learn to have this patience.
Yeah.
It's like martial arts. You want to grab the black belt. I want that. I dream about that. But you need to pass through the experiences. You can't skip that.
Enjoy the process.
Enjoy the process. You will learn.
I always say, we say it's a lifestyle. People say I'm a TACFIT lifer, right? And I'm a lifer.
It's not lifestyle. It's life.
Yeah, really.
It's not lifestyle because we try to brand everything, but it's about life itself. It's your life. It's
Yeah.
not a style.
Yeah. It's your life.
It's not
That's
something
it.
that you copy. It's something that you learn to understand what you need. Because we are all humans. Humans have many necessities in common. So it's not like a big deal. You don't need to reinvent the wheel every day, right? It's just do the work.
Yeah.
Do the fucking work.
Show up. Show up. Do it.
Yes,
Surround yourself with the right people.
exactly. Uh, Share, talk,
Share, yeah.
laugh.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all about having a good life,
Yeah.
right? It's memories.
Yeah.
At the end, you don't care if you have a Ferrari or something like that, because many people that have everything, they are not happy anyway.
Yeah. 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 It's been fun, man. Bellingham. I've been with you all over the world, you know, Brazil, Italy, right? We were in Italy that time.
Italy.
Spent that week together.
Yes, we have been
Yeah.
like many places.
Yeah.
You have gone all over the world to train. I remember after the Bellingham certification, you were like everywhere. You
Yeah.
went to Brazil, and then you go to Spain, to Italy.
Well, I was diagnosed with that MS diagnosis, the multiple sclerosis, and you know, I was in pain. I was in really bad shape. I was
You
really.
go to Mexico to do the stem cells treatment.
Well, yeah, that was, you know, because my friends had that hospital. But man, really, TACFIT is what took me out of that place. You know, I would just be in bed. Like, people don't know that, but I'd be in pain, so I would just stay in bed and lay down because everything hurt. Everything hurt. I was taking ibuprofen every single day, probably for about 15 years. Ibuprofen, like 15 years.
The stomach.
My wife was like, what do you know? And then once I started doing TACFIT, it's like a pride thing now. Like, even if I feel like maybe having one, you know, I would take like 3 every day just to operate, you know, to be able to function. Yeah, but it causes, besides the stomach thing, it's like inflammation in the body. It causes like all these things, like all your joints and everything to be inflamed. And so I'm
It's
very
chronic.
yeah, but I take so much pride now that I don't even, like, I just do my movements when I have some kind of elbow thing or whatever thing, and I know what to do, and it takes away the pain.
Yes, make
It
your
takes away the
nourishment
the inflammation. My
Exactly.
knees, my elbows, you know, trouble spots. I know what movements to do. It's like pretty much into flow and maybe some flow movements, and then maybe some of the tools that we have, right? And that's it. Just from the work, just from the listening to you guys and to the community, right?
This is something very cool because nourishment, it's your remedy, the right foods. But I saw this on the internet. People understand how to feed themselves, but training is also feeding the joint, because when you move, you bring nourishment to your joints. So people understand, they got it, how to feed themselves with food, but some people are still doing some training that is not good enough. You know, it's good. Everything can be good, but
Yeah,
you need more.
Yeah.
You need all these inputs.
yeah,
So training is like a food for your joints and your muscles. You deliver the nutrition from the food, the water, to the right spots.
yeah.
So some people are eating very well. They understand how to eat
It's like
better.
with the 4 M's, right? It's like movement, it's meals, mindset, and what's the fourth one?
It must be with M.
Yeah, it
No
was
sleep.
one of Scott's posts, you know. But it was yeah,
This one I need to research.
yeah. But it was
I don't have this reference.
yeah, yeah. So, but it was, you know, of course, it's like it's all connected, right? Movement, meal, how you eat, mindset, and I don't know, probably community, right? The people you surround yourself
Yes.
with.
Just a different word for community.
Right,
with
right,
M.
right. With the M, exactly.
Yes.
Well, thank you, brother, for being part of making this community what it is. It's truly always an honor. Always, let's say honor. You know, it's like it's fun, man.
It's fun.
I love spending time with you and our legion. I love it. I have so much fun.
Me too.
And so I love that you're here. I'm excited we're going to do this Clubbell cert this weekend. I'm excited to learn from you again. And let's keep it going.
Let's go, man.
Thank you, brother.
I just want to keep moving. There's like it's like martial arts. You reach like a black belt. You still training. You still learning.
Of course.
Learning never stops.
Yeah.
it's like just to mark certain levels of development, but never stops, never ends.
Yeah. And thank you for filming the program, putting your experience and brain and heart into the new bodyweight Clubbell dynamic program.
Yes, I must say thank
By
you.
Bernardo Steinberg.
Yes, I must say thank you for the opportunity. You opened many doors for me and for many other guys, and I think everybody can recognize that. I think the system itself is a big success because of you as well, because you are committed to keep this fire burning,
Yeah.
and keep growing in
Yeah.
a right way. So I think we, all the instructors, are grateful for you to be that person.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Os.